Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this lecture, we will discuss on device theory of specific heat. So in the previous class, we have already discussed on Dulong-Petrit's law. We have already discussed on Dulong-Petrit's law and Einstein law. So in case of Dulong-Petrit and your Einstein's law. Okay. So in case of Dulong-Petrit, we completely deal with the classical mechanics, and in case of Einstein we introduce the quantum concept. That is, in case of the lattice vibration, if we will consider the lattice will vibrate with the energy, that is the classical energy we have considered. In case of the Einstein, we consider this to be the vibration to be considered as the quantum. In case of the quantum case, as in the harmonic oscillator, we consider in case of this lattice vibration, the energy will be equal to n plus half h nu. But in case of the Dulong-Petrit, we consider this energy equal to p square by 2m plus 1 by 2 m omega square x square. Okay. So in these two cases, we have considered the both. In case of Dulong-Petrit as well as the Einstein, they will vibrate with the angular frequency omega. This n plus half h nu, this is nothing but n plus half h cut omega or h cut omega naught. In case of the Dulong-Petrit, we consider the energy levels are continuous in nature. Here we consider the energy levels are continuous, but in case of the Einstein, we consider the energy levels are discrete in nature. Since we are dealing with the quantum, so here we can consider this energy to be discrete in nature. Okay. So this is the basic difference between Dulong-Petrit and Einstein. And also we know there are some limitation, that is, we can say that the experimental curve and the theoretical curve for the Einstein, they didn't match. So in the today's class we will see the experimental curve, that is known as the device curve, we can say. So how it will deal with this lattice vibration, today we will see. So now let us start with our topic, device theory of specific heat. So first of all, let us take some assumption of the device. So the assumption are, so the first assumption is, so any solid is capable of, the first assumption is any solid is capable of vibrating, it is capable of vibrating elastically in many different modes. Elastically in many different modes. In many different modes. Different modes. And the second one is the frequency of vibration. The frequency of vibration in one mode, the frequency of vibration in one mode is different from that in another mode, is different from that in another mode, another mode. And the next one is, the assumption is the number of modes of vibration, number of modes of vibrations, that is the vibration of solid, number of modes of vibration of the solids are limited in number, So these are the basic assumption of the device, that is any solid is capable of vibrating elastically in many different modes, and the frequency of vibration in one mode is different from that in the another mode, that is the mode are different. The number of modes of vibration of the solid are limited in number. So the frequency of vibration in one mode, the frequency is different in the different mode, and the number of modes of vibration of the solid are different in number. So these are the basic assumption of the device. So the number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume can be calculated. So the number of independent modes of vibration, number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume. So let us check the number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume. So a solid can be considered as an elastic body in which the stationary waves of both longitudinal and transverse types are set up. That is, they will have their different velocity. So that is the frequencies ranging from 0 to infinity. The frequencies range from 0 to a definite limit value, that is the definite upper limit, we can say, from the 0 to definite limit, that is suppose nu m. So this limit is chosen so that the total number of possible independent vibration is equal to the number of vibrations of the separate atoms in the solid. So we can say the number of independent modes of vibration, this nu m is the upper limit. So if I will consider the number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume with the frequency limit, with frequencies between nu and nu plus d nu, that is within this range. If I will consider, then this is equal to 4 pi whole into 1 by CL cube plus 2 by CT cube whole into nu square into d nu. So this is the number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume within this frequency range, that is nu 1 nu plus d nu. This is 4 pi into 1 by CL cube plus 2 by CT cube into nu square into d nu. So it means that for each frequency there are two transverse modes corresponding to the, let me write. So here for each frequency there are two transverse modes corresponding to the deflection perpendicular to the direction of the propagation, and one longitudinal mode corresponding to the deflection along the direction of propagation. Okay, so here this CL is the velocity of longitudinal wave and CT is the velocity of the transverse wave. Since there are two transverse mode corresponding to the perpendicular direction, so here this is simply 2 by ct cube, and since here one longitudinal mode corresponding to the deflection along the direction of propagation, so this is simply 1 by cl cube. So here write where cl and ct are the velocities of the longitudinal and transverse wave respectively. Okay. Now we will see the derivation of the Debye formula. So let us see the derivation of Debye formula. Derivation of Debye formula. So this calculation or this derivation is not in your syllabus. So here I am directly writing this, the number of independent modes of vibration per unit volume within this frequency range is simply 4 pi into 1 by cl cube plus 2 by ct cube into nu square into d nu. Okay. So now let us see the derivation of the Debye formula. If there are n atoms in volume V, if there are n atoms in volume V, then the total number of modes of vibration, vibrations can be written as, that is equal to integration over 0 to the upper limit, that is nu m, that is the maximum limit, into 4 pi v whole into 1 by cl cube plus 2 by ct cube whole into nu square d nu. So this is the total number of modes of vibration within this volume V for the n number of atoms. So each atom has we know each atom has 3 degrees of freedom. And hence the possible number of vibrations will be equal to 3n. This will be equal to 3n. Since there are n number of atoms we are considering and each atom has 3 degrees of freedom, so we can say that the possible number of vibration will be 3n. So we can write the integration over this value, that is 0 to nu m 4 pi v whole into 1 by cl cube plus 2 by ct cube nu square d nu, that is equal to 3n. So this is equal to 3n. Okay. This is suppose equation 1. Now this can also be written, if you will solve this integration, now this can be written 4 pi v into 1 by cl cube plus 2 by ct cube, these are your constant, into the integration of nu square d nu, it is simply nu cube by 3, and if I will put the upper limit, this will be simply nu m cube divided by 3. This is nu m cube divided by 3, and that is equal to 3n. And if I will multiply this term here, that is 3 by the reciprocal of this, that is 3 by nu m cube. Now this equation will becomes 4 pi v into 1 by cl cube plus 2 by ct cube, that is equal to, we can write 9n divided by nu m cube. This is suppose equation 2. Now, according to quantum theory, according to quantum theory, according to quantum theory, the energy associated with the energy associated with the energy associated with each degrees of freedom, each degrees of freedom, this is h nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. So this is the this is according to quantum perspective. H nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. This is the energy associated with each degrees of freedom. So here we can write, hence the energy in the solid, hence the energy in the solid, the energy in the solid for frequencies between nu and nu plus d nu. Suppose the range we consider nu and nu plus d nu. So the energy will becomes, so this is equal to 4 pi v whole into 1 by CL cube plus 2 by CT cube whole into nu square d nu into this energy value, that is h nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. So here you can see this 4 pi v divided by 1 by CL cube into 2 by CT cube. This value is nothing but 9n divided by nu m cube. So from this equation 2, if I will substitute this value, then this will be equal to 9n divided by nu m cube into h nu cube d nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. h nu by kt minus 1. This is suppose equation 3. So that is, from this case we know each atom has 3 degrees of freedom. So the possible number of vibration for this 3n atom, that is, we can say that this is 4 pi v into 1 by CL cube plus 2 by CT cube into nu m cube by 3. So the energy corresponding to this will be 9n by nu m cube into h nu cube into d nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. So now we can write the total energy associated with the solid. Therefore, the total energy associated with the solid, we can write the total energy, suppose U, that will be equal to 9n divided by nu m cube. This is your constant taken outside. The integration of 0 to nu m for the h nu cube d nu divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1. Okay. So this is your equation 4. Let us consider this is your equation 4. And now we have to solve this integration. So if I want to calculate Cv, that is the specific heat at constant volume, then this is simply dou U by dou T at constant V. So this is our main M. So that will be equal to 9n divided by nu m cube into integration over 0 to nu m. This will be h nu cube into d nu, or let me write first h nu cube, and if I will take the derivative of exponential h nu by kt minus 1, then this will be simply minus 1 divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1 whole square. Again this will be exponential h nu by kt, the derivative of exponential h nu by kt will be exponential h nu by kt into the derivative of this h nu by kt. This h nu by k will remain as it is since it is a constant. Again 1 by t, the derivative of 1 by t is minus 1 by t square, and d nu term will present here. Now this minus minus get cancelled, so the remaining term will be, we can write this will be equal to 9n divided by nu m cube into integration over 0 to nu m. This will be h nu cube and h nu, this will be h square into nu power 4 divided by exponential h nu by kt minus 1 whole square. This will be exponential h nu by kt, and here this will be into 1 by kt square, 1 by k into t square into d nu. Now to solve this expression, so let us consider let h nu by kt, let this h nu by kt equal to suppose x. So we can write nu will be equal to x kt divided by h, and also d nu can be written as equal to kt by h into dx. And similarly, for the maximum value of nu m, we can write this is equal to xm kt divided by h. That is for nu equal to 0. If I'll put nu equal to 0, then x will be equal to 0. And if I'll put the value of nu equal to nu m, then xm will be equal to h nu m divided by kt. Or simply we can write, we know this h by kt, sorry, h nu m by k, this we can write this is equal to h nu m by k is Einstein temperature, that is theta, divided by t. So this is the value of xm. Now if I substitute this value in the above expression, now this expression will becomes this 9n by nu m cube. In place of nu m cube I will put xm kt by h. So here I will write, so that will be equal to, that is Cv equal to, let me write, Cv will be equal to 9n, this will be h cube divided by xm cube into k cube t cube. So simply we have taken the reciprocal of this into integration over 0 to, since here 0 to nu m in this expression, so here I will substitute 0 to xm. Okay, now this will be h square nu power 4. So first let me write h square. So this will be h square divided by, in place of nu power 4 I will write xkt by h power 4. So this will be xkt divided by h power 4. So this is all power 4. Okay, that is your nu power 4 means xkt by h whole power 4, that is x power 4, k power 4, t power 4 divided by h power 4, and this is exponential h nu by kt minus 1 whole square. So this will be exponential x minus 1 whole square into, this will be exponential x, this is into exponential x into, here this is 1 by kt square. So here this is 1 by kt square, and in place of d nu, I will write kt by h into dx. So this will be kt divided by h into dx. So here k get cancelled, 1 t get cancelled with this t. Here this is h square, here get cancelled with this h, and here 1 h, so this will be h cube. Again 1 t get cancelled with this t, so this will be t cube. So here this is k cube and this is k power 4, so 1 k will remain. So let me write the expression. So Cv will be equal to, so Cv, that is equal to 9n k divided by, you can see here, this will be 9n k, here you can cancel this h cube with this h cube, So this will be 9nk divided by xm cube. So this is xm cube into integration over 0 to xm. Again the integration for the exponential x, and this is x power 4 dx divided by exponential x minus 1 whole square. So this will be, here I will write, this will be exponential x into x power 4 dx divided by exponential x minus 1 whole square. Okay, this is suppose equation 5. Now when I will consider this xm value equal to, this xm value we know that is Einstein temperature theta divided by T. So this Cv can be written as, so this Cv, that is this specific heat at constant volume, we can write Cv will be equal to 9nk into T by theta, capital theta, this is whole cube, that is in place of xm cube simply we are substituting theta by T. So this will be T by theta cube into integration over 0 to theta by T into exponential x into x power 4 dx divided by exponential x minus 1 whole square. So this term here we can write this term as, this is simply equal to, this will be suppose 3 here, you know nk, the value of nk is that, so this is suppose 3 here into fd, this is the function here I am writing fd theta by t. So this is the device function. Okay, this fd of theta by t, it is the device function, or this is simply we can write where this fd of theta by t, this is equal to 3 into t by theta power 4 into 0 to, sorry, let me write correctly, this is simply fd, the value of fd equal to, this is fd into theta by t. Okay, this is simply fd into theta by t. So the device function fd equal to 3 into t by theta power 4 integration over 0 to theta by t exponential x into x power 4 divided by exponential x minus 1 whole square into dx. So this is known as the device function. This is known as device function. Okay. So if you can see here, this is your simply, this fd value is 3 into t by theta whole power 4 into exponential x into x power 4 dx divided by exponential x minus 1 whole square. Since here theta by t term is present, so this you can consider this to be t by theta power whole power 4, because this t by theta power cube, and here is your theta by t. So here this equation 5, this is known as the device formula, this one, this is known as the device formula for specific heat capacities of the solid. This is the device formula for heat capacities of solid, for heat capacities of solid, heat capacities of solid. Okay, now here we will see the conclusion of the device theory. Conclusion, it means that if I will consider first for the high temperature, if I will consider for high temperature, so high temperature here, that means T is very larger than the Einstein temperature theta. So for that case, so here I can consider this x, we know the value of x is h nu by kt. So if theta by t is small, then this is obviously this part is small. Since t is very larger than theta, so we can consider this theta by t is small. Since this theta by t is small, so we can consider this x equal to h nu by kt is small. So from this expression, that is the total energy, that is U equal to 9n by nu m cube into integration over 0 to nu m h nu cube d nu divided by this exponential h nu by kt minus 1. If I put the value of nu, that is if I put this part in that expression. So we can write this u will be equal to 9n kt divided by h. If you will substitute this value, you can see this will be u equal to this much, 0 to theta by t h dx divided by exponential x minus 1. That is in equation 4 we are substituting the value of nu. This is x cube k cube t cube divided by h cube. So if I will solve this, this will be equal to 9n into, this will be k power 4 into t power 4, k power 4 into t power 4 divided by h cube nu m cube into integration over 0 to theta by t x cube dx divided by exponential x minus 1. And also we can write this equal to 9n k t power 4 divided by theta cube integration over 0 to theta by t x cube dx divided by exponential x minus 1. So this is your Debye's formula. And if I will consider for the very high temperature, this is known as your, this is your Debye's formula. Okay, this is your Debye's formula. Debye's formula. So for the high temperature, we can consider this exponential x term. So for the high temperature, we can consider this exponential x term. Let me write it here. Exponential x, this can be written as 1 plus x, so neglecting the higher order term. And similarly, if I write x cube divided by exponential x minus 1, so this term will be equal to simply, if I put, this will be x cube divided by 1 plus x minus 1, so this will be simply x square. Okay, and here if I integrate this term, that is x cube dx divided by exponential x minus 1, this will be simply x square dx integration. So we can write, and the integration over this x square dx over the limit 0 to theta by t, that will be equal to s cube by 3. So we can write 1 by 3 into theta by t whole cube. Okay, now if I substitute this value, suppose this is your equation 7. If I substitute this value in equation 7, now this u will be equal to, here I can write, this u will be equal to 9n kt into t by theta whole power 3 into 1 by 3 into theta by t whole cube. Now you can see this expression. This is your, if I will compare this, this will be 9nk into t into, this will be t by theta cube, we can write separately, and this integration value is nothing but 1 by 3 into theta by t whole cube. Now if I will cancel this term, that is t cube with the theta cube, and finally we can conclude with u will be equal to, this is 3n kt. Okay, or we can write Cv will be equal to du by dt, or that will be equal to 3nk, or we can say that is equal to 3n. It means that at very high temperature, Debye's theory agrees with the classical and Einstein. We can say that at a very high temperature, Debye's theory agrees with classical, or you can say Dulong-Pettit, that is classical, and Einstein's quantum result at the high temperature. Okay, now if I will consider for the very low temperature, so now let us see for the at very low temperature. Okay, very low temperature, it means that when we consider this T value is very less than the Einstein temperature theta. So in that case, this Xm value it is equal to theta by T, and when T is very less than theta, so here we can consider this tends to infinite, and here the integration above 0 to theta by T simply tends to 0 to infinite. Okay, so now this integration, that is here this s cube dx divided by exponential x minus 1 can be written as, this will be the integration above 0 to, we can write infinite, this is infinite, s cube dx divided by, this is s cube dx divided by exponential x minus 1, that is equal to, this value is exactly pi power 4 divided by 15. If you will solve this, you will get this result. And if I put this value in this expression, that is u equal to, in place of 9nk t power 4, so let me write the expression again. This u will be equal to 9rt into t by theta cube into pi power 4 divided by 15, and this is simply equal to 3 by 5 into pi power 4 r t power 4 divided by theta cube. And from this expression we can calculate the Cv value, that is Cv will be equal to du by dt, Cv equal to, this is your du by dt at constant v. So this du by dt will be equal to 12 divided by 5, because t power 4 is, the derivative of t power 4 is 4t cube. So this will be pi power 4 into r divided by theta cube into t cube, or this is simply equal to 234r into t by theta cube. So simply from this expression we can write Cv is proportional to t cube. So simply we can write Cv is equal to, or Cv is proportional to t cube. This is called, this is Debye's t cube law. This is Debye's t cube law. Okay. So it means that according to the Debye's theory, the atomic heat capacity of all the element, it tends to the maximum value, that is 3 at the high temperature, and the atomic heat capacity of all the element, it decreases with the fall of temperature, and the atomic heat capacity, it tends to the value 0 near the above, or we can say that near the above, near about the absolute 0, and at the low temperature this will be Cv is proportional to t cube. Whereas in case of the Einstein, this Cv is proportional to exponential minus h nu by kt at the low temperature region. So this Einstein law fails at the very low temperature condition, but this Debye's law is somehow satisfied with the experimental result. And in the case of Debye, we can write it here, let me write, for the Debye we can write the Debye temperature, Debye's temperature also we can write this theta equal to h nu m by k, and where this nu is the Debye frequency. This is the Debye's frequency. This is the Debye's frequency, and h is the Planck's constant and k is the Boltzmann constant. But also there are some limitations of the Debye's model, that is it is valid for long wavelengths only, that is only for the low frequencies they are active in the solid. So this theory neglects the dispersion of the wave, that is the total number of vibrational mode are assumed to be 3n, as the solid is taken to be an elastic continuum, so it should have an infinite number of frequencies. Okay, so the cutoff frequency, that is nu m, it is assumed to be the same for the both longitudinal as well as the transverse wave, but VL and Vt, okay, that is here we have considered, that is CL and Ct, these velocities are unequal. So there should be two different values of nu m for the transverse and longitudinal waves. Okay, but here we consider that is the CL values and Ct value are the same. and the experimental result, it agrees with the results from the Debye's theory of specific heat at the very high temperature. So according to Debye, this theta value, that is equal to h nu m divided by k, this is independent of the temperature, but actually this theta vary up to the 10% with the temperature. And this theory assumes that the solid consists of the identical atoms, so the theory is not applicable to the crystal where the atoms are not identical. That is, for example, if I consider sodium chloride, that is, in this case the atoms are not identical in nature. That is, in the solid there are two different types of atoms are here, sodium and crystal. So this theory is not applicable in this case. And also in the Debye's theory, it completely neglects the interatomic interaction and the electronic contribution to the lattice specific heat. So these are some limitations of the Debye's model. So now if I plot a curve between, this is suppose f into theta by t, and this is suppose t by theta, this is your t by theta, and this axis, suppose the vertical axis, is suppose represent f into theta by t. So for this case, the Debye's curve is somehow just like this, and the Einstein curve is just like this. So the nature of the Einstein curve and the experimental curve, that is the Debye's, this is for the Debye and this one is for the Einstein. So the nature of the Einstein curve and the Debye's curve, it is quite similar, but it deviates in the region of the low temperature. That is, in case of the Debye, this is Cv is proportional to T cube. In case of Debye, this Cv is proportional to T cube, whereas in case of Einstein, it decays like exponentially. In case of Einstein, it exponential decay, or we can say this, the value of this is exponential minus h nu by kt. The Cv is proportional to exponential minus h nu by kt. So this is all about your Debye's theory of specific heat. This is all for today. Thank you.